Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech Insight. Today we'll be doing the comparison between iPhone 14 Pro Max and S22 Ultra. And is this Android or iPhone champion? We will be deciding after this comparison. So iPhone 14 Pro takes Apple's camera tech to the next level, but can it match S22 Ultra flagship from Samsung? There's no doubt that the iPhone 14 Pro Max is most advanced iPhone ever and wants to be the best iPhone for Pro users. And is it as good as the best of the best Android phones? Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. There's only one way to find right here. We pit both 2022 flagship phones against each other in a rumble of specs, features, price points, and more to try and decide which has bragging rights. First of all, we'll be comparing the price and the release date. The main thing is the pricing actually, with the specified RAM and storage, if it's worth. Okay, which is best. Okay, Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is kind of old because it was launched February 2022. Not that much old, but around 6 to 7 months old. When it was launched, it was $1,199 in US and 1,149 euros in UK, and Australian dollars is 1,849 for 8 GB of RAM and 120 GB of industry base variant of the S22 Ultra. You can also buy a version with the 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage for $1,300, 1,329 euros, and Australian dollars is 2,000, or with the 12 GB of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage, which is 1,000 GB for $1,600 and 1,499 euros, and Australian dollar, which is 2,500. And the iPhone 14 Pro Max has gone up in the price outside the US, rising from 1,099 euros for the iPhone 13 Pro Max to 1,199 now. And also actually it is iPhone 14 Pro Max iPhone 13 Pro Max was 1,099 euros. Now it is 1,199 for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So $100 are there, and specified excluding the US, other countries like UAE where we are shooting videos, so we are staying. The also price has increased a lot, and for 512 GB is actually 6,000 dirhams, which is very expensive than the iPhone 13 Pro Max and S22 Ultra. And in the US, it remains as 1,099 euros, dollars, which is lucky for them for the 128 GB of internal storage. Internal storage, the 128 GB model, the base variant. The most expensive option is the 1 terabyte, which is 1,749 euros in the UK and 1,599 in the US. And pre-orders already started on 9 September 2022 with the availability of from 16 September, which is tomorrow. And now let's compare within the design, which is actually better than this iPhone 13 Pro, 14 Pro, Pro or 14 Pro Max versus S22 Ultra design.
Now the design. So the S22 Ultra continues Samsung evolution of these recognizable Galaxy design with some nice colors and nice addition from the form of slot for S Pen stylus, and it looks much better like the Samsung Galaxy Note. It replaces that, so that's no bad thing. iPhone 14 Pro available in space black, silver, gold, and new deep purple. And external design hasn't changed much. The camera on its back is very slightly larger, but the notch is gone from its Pro models, replaced by Apple, which is called the Dynamic Islands. This is where the true depth camera and privacy indicator live, and it can become a notification area for things like connecting your AirPods with seeing what music playing, and knowing when your taxi is going to arrive, and so on. And dramatic difference between previous iPhones and iPhone 14 Pro Max is display is always on, and it dims without losing skin tones. If you use photos of people as your wallpaper, it enables you to see your lock screen widgets as well as any active alerts for travel, sports, goals, and so on.
Pro or 14 Pro Max versus the S22 Ultra's cameras. Cameras are really key selling point for both of these smartphones. The S22 Ultra keeps the same lenses as its predecessor with a 12 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 108 MP of wide camera, and 10 MP of telephoto cameras. One with the 3 times of optical and other with the 10 times optical zoom. There's also 40 megapixel front-facing camera for selfies. But while the hardware is in the different the software is, images with a vastly improved the night mode shooting and super new portrait mode and excellent AI powered optimization. The software also delivers up to 100 times a super zoom. That's very impressive for a non-optical zoom. And the iPhone 14 Pro Max in camera has now has the 48 megapixel of quad pixel sensor that uses the pixel binning to create the super pixels clusters of 4 pixels that acts on as one and as a result capture more light. This feature is adaptive, delivering the full 48 MB of whenever possible, but in the lower light, or you will get 12 GB, 12 megapixel, albeit 12 megapixel that is much clearer than any previous iPhone. 14 megapixels are available with the Pro RAW shooting, and there is also a redesigned flash that's up to 2 times brighter, and that adjusts itself according to the camera's focal length. The camera apertures are improved for low light with the f by 1.78 on the main camera, f by 2.2 on the ultra wide camera, and f by 1.78 and f by 2.8 on the 12 megapixel 2 and 2 times and 3 times telephoto respectively. Maximum optical zoom remains 3 times, but there's a new 2 times zoom option also, and there's really improvement from the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. We'll be doing a really good comparison between iPhone 13 Pro Max and iPhone 14 Pro Max to identify what is the difference between these two. What are the changes from the iPhone 13 Pro Max has come to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's going to be a main thing. You can identify which is actually better if you're using iPhone 13 Pro Max. If you want to switch it to iPhone 14 Pro Max, or if you have S22 Ultra, should you switch it to iPhone 14 Pro Max or not? And cinematic mode now enables you to use 4K at the different frames per second, and there's also 24 FPS to match movie making standard. And the new action mode promises gimbal style tracking of action shoots without an actual gimbal. If it's as good as it looks in the demo, it could be very useful. Let's go to the comparison between the performance and battery of the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max versus the S22 Ultra basically.
Battery. The Samsung is powered either by the Exynos up to 2200 or the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1, depending on where you live. The choices are of 8 GB and 12 GB RAM, paired with 128 GB and 256 GB, 512 GB, or a huge 1 TB of built-in memory. Unlike previous Samsung, there is no SIM card expansion slot. Ultra has 5000 mAh battery with up to 45 watt charging and 15 volt wireless charging, and it runs on Android 12 with Samsung One UI. And the 14 Pro gets the A16 Bionic, which is 6 core, which claims to be the 40% faster than the closest competition. 5 GPUs cores have 50% more memory bandwidth. Than before, the high performance cores use 20% less power than the A15. Apple hasn't released the details of the installed RAM yet, but you can have it choose between 128, 56, 112, and 1 TB of storage. And operating system is the new iOS 16. Apple has ever promises all day battery life and charges via Lightning or Max. Now let's go to
Compare the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max versus the S22 Ultra or S22 series. Actually, we can say the display. The iPhone 14 Pro Max has 6.7 inches of display, which is brighter than before, up to 2000 nits outdoors and 1600 nits peak HDR. And this time around, the refresh rates are adapted from 1 Hz to 120 Hz, enabling that impressive always-on display, which is there from history on the Samsung series. It has thinner borders than before, which is I think thinner bezels and aforementioned dynamic island, which is a new thing added to this iPhone 14 series, or you can say iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. And S22 Ultra has a gorgeous 6.8 inches of a dynamic AMOLED, 2 times of Edge QHD plus screen with a peak brightness of 1700 nits and adaptive refresh rate running from as low as 1 Hz to as little 120 Hz like other Samsung over the last several years, and it's an always on display. Let's go to the comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max and 14 Pro and S22 series, basically S22 Ultras. What is our final verdict? Our verdict.
So now our verdict. So there's more than the ecosystem AI phones. If you're an Android fan, then Samsung S22 Ultra is likely to be the best flagship for you. And if you like both Apple's approach, then the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the best iPhone yet. And both models are similarly priced and similarly powerful and similarly clever. And while the Samsung has more powerful cameras and paper, at least Apple's computational photography is exceptional. You're going to call this one a draw, one caveat, and we haven't had the chance to put the iPhone 14 Pro Max through a long-term test yet because the reviews units are only just going out, and we'll reserve the final judgment until we put both phones and in particular their cameras head to head. And this is the end of the review. Thanks for subscribing and supporting our channel. That's all.
My name is John. This is Tech Insider. Signing off.